Gorgeous.
Huh? Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Not bad, not bad.
That's a keeper, buddy. Put
That's
that
a
one in your
keeper.
pocket and run.
Yep, that's right. That's the way you do it, man. That's a crosswind landing for you. Beautiful, beautiful. We're about to maiden the 85-inch laser from Extreme Flight. If you guys follow my channel, you know I love the laser, and I've been waiting for this plane for a long time. Before we get too far into the hardware, I need to let you know this video is sponsored by Theta USA, who provided the Razor X1 servos I used in this build for the laser. So if you want to get these servos for yourself, I'll have a link in the description. Go check them out. Now, I know some of you are going to go look at the price tag on these servos and say, yeah, that's spendy, but listen, at the end of the day, this is the best airplane I have in my hangar. It's the biggest one, it's the best one. I chose to use really high-end equipment throughout, and we'll cover the rest of the equipment in a moment. So if you're gonna have a really nice airplane, why skimp on the servos, right? And I can tell you that the Razors, from a spec perspective, they stand up to just about everything else in the market. Regarding the rest of the hardware, let's start up front. I'm using the carbon fiber spinner from Extreme Flight. The prop is a Falcon carbon fiber 24x11. The motor is top secret. I cannot give you information about the motor at this time. The ESC is a Scorpion 2 Tribunus 130 amp 12S ESC, one of the best ESCs on the market. All right, Dave, let's take the canopy off and show everybody what we've got for power on the inside.
All right.
I shouldn't say power, let's say electronics. And oh, Fred wasn't here, so Dave, you're gonna have to do the honors.
Am I gonna do it now?
Yeah, do it now, man, may as well.
Buddy. I don't have the style Fred has, but here
Fred's
goes.
got a flare.
Here goes. Ooh,
New plane smell, baby.
Ooh.
There it goes. Woohoo!
Let me get that. So this is funny. Today, John said, hey, check the airplane I got the laser. Oh, the 85 laser.
Yeah, 85-inch, man. It's beautiful big airplane.
Our voices are getting deeper and deeper all the time.
These are airplane for men.
Oh.
All right. So let's start in the back. I've got a China Hobby Line 1500 2S battery powering my Builda PDB power distribution board. So that's what gives power to the servos. And you can see the servo connections are right here going to the elevator, rudder, and elsewhere. This is the Radiomaster ER6 Express LRS receiver. And I've got the RC Light Systems ETC converter. That's the ESC telemetry converter. So I get the full 50 volts on my receiver, and I can watch the actual pack voltage from the 12S setup all the way down to my discharge point. And then for the main flight pack, I'm using the China Hobby Line 6L5000 70C batteries. I use these exclusively in my builds. And as you can see, this is a series connection. So this will be 12S when we get everything connected.
Oh, and check out our quick connects for the servos, for the ailerons, or whatever else you want to do. Look at that.
Yeah, panel mount.
Yeah, it's just nice. Panel mount, nice and easy. You bring them in, plug them in, one-handed. And they're cheap. You can get them at flightmodel.com.
Very good. Very nice.
Very nice. Very nice. I like them.
All right, let's fly it. Can you see the screen?
Oh, yeah.
All right, one thing I wanted to show you guys, remember the ETC converter? That's my voltage, 49.9, and there's my current, 0.8. So that's from that ETC converter from rclightsystems.com.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, really windy day today. Dave, why don't you show them the wind socks so they get an idea of what we're dealing with today?
It is. It's 25 miles an hour plus.
And a little blustery.
Oh, yeah. It a little?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a mess.
So this flight is just going to be a normal maiden. I'm not going to do, I'm not going to ring it out. It's just going to be a normal maiden today. All right, one last control systems check. I expect the right aileron to come up, and it does. The left aileron goes down. I expect the elevator to come up, and it does. I expect the elevator to go down, and it does. I expect the rudder to come right, and it does. And I expect it to go left, and it does. Okay, that's it. Here we go. We're going to maiden this big, beautiful 85-inch Extreme Flight laser. Look at that.
That was gorgeous.
No drama at all off the wheels. Now we're going to spend a little time trimming. Maybe a very little time trimming. All right, no trim. Not a single click of trim in any direction. No elevator, no aileron, no rudder. And I'm not gonna bother with the yaw testing mainly because of conditions today. It's just not a great day. All I can tell you is that right out of the box, it's flying straight as an arrow. Beautiful.
Man, that thing in the air looks like a laser.
Oh my gosh, man. Look at that. Oh my gosh. It flies really straight.
This airplane is probably 10 inches better than your 74.
Probably.
Or 11.
So Dave, I mentioned that because of the wind, I'm not gonna ring it out today, and there was another reason for that. Let's spend a minute talking about that.
Absolutely.
In the past couple of builds, and I'm not gonna say who's playing, it doesn't matter. It's happened to both of us. But in the past couple of builds, we have noticed getting on the ground, we've seen some looseness in various parts on the plane, including the motors, the servos, the servo arms. So Dave, what did you do on this build to combat that problem?
Well, other than usually because of the screws are very soft, we tried not to over tighten them on model airplanes. They're not a bulldozer. But we tighten them up a little more, of course, and we use not only Loctite on them, blue Loctite, but I also, on the bigger stuff, used locking washers, and also we put some torque stripe to make sure we can be inspecting every flight for, you know, just have an inspection, a method of inspecting the screws, make sure they're not coming out in bolts.
So if you guys remember watching my channel, a lot of times I'll do maidens, and you know, a couple years ago, I would land after doing some basic maneuvers and proving out the plane and I would say I'm gonna go inspect the model. And in the last year or so, I've kind of gotten away from that. I've gone up on maidens and wrung them out. You know, I've done flat spins and knife edge spins and crankshafts and all this stuff. But I gotta be honest with you, after what we've discovered with our inspections on these larger planes, we're going to go back to that practice of just doing a basic flight, making sure the plane operates the way we expect it, and then we're gonna get it on the ground and conduct our inspection, which is why you're not seeing any fancy flying on this maiden.
Yeah, the truth is, we've been doing this a long time, but going from the smaller 60 size, 67, 64s to these bigger airplanes, there is a difference. You need to look, check them better, look more.
Yep, because you don't want to lose the plane because of a simple mechanical thing that you could have corrected. That's the worst.
And what I was trying to say is, don't go by your experience with the smaller airplanes. These are different. They're bigger, they vibrate more, they're different, and that's just experience.
Wow. This plane is absolutely everything that I hoped it would be. All right, I'm gonna land. I know I have more time, but I'm gonna land. We'll talk about the time when I get it on the deck.
Very windy.
Yep, this is gonna test me.
Okay, for the wind, we're good. Nice.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful plane.
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
Dave, I can't let that be I know it's windy, but you know, I can't let that be the landing.
I wouldn't.
All right, one more. I promise I'm not gonna make you guys watch touch and goes, but I simply can't let that be the landing.
What's wrong with touch and goes?
On a maiden, we have to inspect.
I'm just kidding, dude.
Yeah.
I love touch and goes.
So do I. Touch and goes are awesome.
Gorgeous.
Huh? Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Not bad, not bad.
That's a keeper, buddy. Put
That's
that
a
one in your
keeper.
pocket and run.
Yep, that's right. That's the way you do it, man. That's a crosswind landing for you. Beautiful, beautiful. Hey, Dave, before we do the wrap up, I just want to say thank you very much. You did an excellent job on this build, and I want to let you guys know, if you need an airplane built, Dave does it for a fee. He's interested. If you're local, let us know. All right, let's wrap this video up, Dave. Okay, after the maiden of the laser, I was only up in the air for about 5 minutes and 44 seconds. I'm still at 45.6 volts on the battery. And as you can see, 542 total time. So that's it. And again, maiden flight, not ringing this one out. This was just a verification flight to make sure the plane operated correctly, and then we'll do our inspection.
Are you gonna need me to do something in there? Because if you do, I gotta go get a ladder.
A step ladder.
It's
so you
just
can
big.
see.
The thing is just freaking
It is big. Yeah. This is like mid chest level.
It's huge.
It's
Look
a
at
big
the thing.
plane.
It's
Yeah.
huge.
Okay, so we just finished the maiden. Let's talk a little bit about our observations. First off, again, can't talk about the motor, but the prop was fantastic. The Falcon carbon fiber prop did beautiful. It sounded perfectly balanced. No problems there at all. And look at my trim. That's the trim. Not one click of trim on this plane. Not a single click. That's rare. That's a rare thing, I'll just tell you. And the wind, that's even with the wind. So now Dave built the plane, and we were talking during the flight about the idea of inspection and treating these larger planes a little bit differently. So Dave, why don't you show us some of the techniques you employ during your build to help you keep an eye on areas that need to be inspected on these big planes?
Okay, well, first thing, starting at the beginning, everything got Loctite. Everything got Loctite. Everything. Servos, everything. What didn't get Loctite is the stuff that goes into wood, the screws that go into wood. They got super glued to set the threads, and it creates friction, so they don't vibrate out, and set the threads.
So you screw the wood screw in first, then you take it out.
Nope, I used to do that, but that's a waste of time. I put the drop of CA on my holes. I wipe it, the outer part, then I put the servo and screw the screw in and leave it there.
Okay.
And it works, and then you can take them out, no problem. And the thread is set, and it works very good that way.
Okay.
It saves some time too. Okay, the other thing we did was we used torque stripe to make sure we can inspect the screws. All right, so there's a nudge of torque stripe. What we're looking for is no breaks on that torque stripe. It shouldn't be broken. If it's broken, then we need to look. Right. So this is a way to just looking at it and determining that it hasn't moved without touching it.
And you've also got, I can see torque stripe on the cinch screw.
Yes,
on the back.
On all of them.
All right.
Every screw got torque stripe other than the wooden ones going into wood. Those I didn't do. Okay.
Okay. All right, now let's show them an example of what a broken torque stripe looks like.
Right there. Because the canopy came off again, then that didn't happen flying. It happened because we removed the canopy to do something after the torque stripe was there. You can see the line on the torque stripe between the frame and the screw.
Right, that's bad.
There you go.
So
That's
if you
not
see
good.
that,
Yep.
you have to inspect.
So what we're gonna do with this is we'll clean it up, which cleans up really good, and just put another nudge of torque stripe on it.
All right, and there you can see torque stripe on the motor mounting bolts. Those go into the motor standoffs on the front side. And you can see Dave applied torque stripe from the screw over the washer and over the anodized aluminum washer that came with a standoff kit. So he's got the torque stripe on the back side, and there's a look at the torque stripe on the front side as well. So you can see that right there on that bottom bolt. He's got torque stripe there as well.
We just ran into several situations with planes we build and planes other people build and planes professional build where the things are coming loose.
Yep.
So we don't want that. We want to make sure they don't. And that doesn't happen with the smaller airplanes. The bigger you get, it seems like the worse that gets.
And by the way,
obvious.
that Dave and I don't tolerate unbalanced props. So if you guys are going to say, well, balance your props, that's not the answer. We do not accept that. We always balance. If we've got one out, we balance it.
All right, and speaking of balancing props, there's a nice technique we have to do that. I believe in the pilot jam, it'll be a segment on how to balance it. It's very nice. Look at it. It's very, very, very important to have these props balanced.
Yes.
Very important.
Yep.
In every way, to save the motor, to save the frame, for everything. It's very important to balance them.
Yep. All right, so let's wrap it up. All I can say about the laser is it is everything I had hoped it would be. It flew in this wind just beautifully. The crosswind landing, it came down and handled the wind just right. It looked fantastic in the sky. The airframe is straight. And Dave obviously did a fantastic job putting this one together. Dave, do you want to talk a little bit about what you're able to do if people are interested?
Yeah, anything. Yeah, anything you want. If you need an airplane built, I can build it for you.
You build it.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of doing right now. I got the time,
All right.
somewhat, I guess.
So if you're interested in having a plane put together by Dave, and you're not sure how to handle a big assembly like this, hit Dave up on the comments section or on the Discord, and I'll pass along the note to him. All right, I'd like to say thanks to Theta USA for sending the servos that I used in this build. Thank you very much. Links in the description if you'd like to get some of these servos for yourself. And I'd also like to say thank you to China Hobbyline for supplying all the batteries I use in my airplanes. They're holding up fantastic. We're in the middle of a long-term review, and so far, all I can say is thumbs up. They've been performing just fine.
I'd like to say thank you, because I'm getting to work on all this stuff. Thank you very much. Thank the channel. Thank John. Yeah, I have planes now that I never thought I would have. And thank you for that.
All right, you're welcome, Dave.
And our planes are getting bigger
They're
and bigger
getting bigger.
and bigger.
Yeah, that's right. Dave's going to be flying around an 85-inch NG, so keep an eye on the channel for that. All right, that wraps up my build review and maiden flight of the Extreme Flight 85-inch laser. If you guys like this kind of content, make sure you subscribe, smash that notification bell so you know when new videos hit the channel, and if you wouldn't mind, a thumbs up never hurts either. That helps YouTube recommend my videos.
I can do 1 thumbs up. I can't do 2 thumbs up.
Well, I'll take 1. That's all we need. That's all I've got for today. Take it easy.
Hasta la vista.
Go fly something. They'll know. Everybody knows.
And it gives a perspective of the size of the airplane anyway.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's true. Very true. If it starts to go, you get it.
Absolutely. I'll run after it.
All right. I'm going to give you a quick rundown on the equipment we use, and we're going to fly it, and then we'll wrap it up with a review. I'm going to give you a quick rundown on the equipment we use, and we're going to fly it, and then we'll wrap it up with a review. I'm going to talk about the equipment we use in this plane, then we're going to go fly it. Before I get into the content, I need to let you know the video is sponsored by... Now, before we get in...